And good afternoon, everyone. How are you doing today?
Lovely, lovely, lovely. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Even though it's cloudy outside, I am feeling a whole lot of sunshine on this Friday afternoon. So I'm hoping that you guys feel my energy. And I think it's because I'm so excited about today. Just excited about, how sometimes you take a step back to take a step forward. And we've been exercising and we've been walking and we've kind of slowed down. But somebody asked earlier and they said, I haven't seen your walking post. What are you doing? And sometimes you just need a little motivation to get you back going. So, absolutely, you guys, you will start seeing my walking post again and any other exercise post that I'm doing and healthy stuff. Tanya, you've been on a serious health kick that you've been
Woo!
sharing, and it's exciting. And so today is just that kind of sunshine day. What do you think, Anthony?
I think so. I love it. Hey, look, we need the water. I'd rather have the water than a drought. Come on.
we need the water, and our environment needs the water. So.
That's right. That's right. That's right. So I'm having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon. You know what? I tell you what, 1 o'clock this morning, I was in the rain driving. And so I'm loving it, but driving in it is horrible.
Yes,
Driving in it is horrible.
Yeah.
But I'm loving every bit of today. We have a lot of great things in stock for you folks today. So get ready, get ready, get ready.
absolutely.
Get ready.
I'm Tanya, your insurance professor, and there's been some wonderful things happening in the month of September. I want to talk about, of course, Life Insurance Awareness Month. That's what this month is, Renetta. I'm not sure if you know because you're not really in the insurance industry, but
hey, I'm akin to it,
Oh, okay, good. That's
I'm
good.
akin to it. So there you go.
and then it is also on top of that older healthy older American day or month also. It's
Yes.
something about older people being healthy. And guess what? When I was looking at the information, they were putting older people in the age of 40 there. I was like, uh-oh.
What?
You see the shock on my face? Did y'all see that? I just went,
Oh yeah.
Age of 40.
They were putting them age of 40. So
Wow.
it's so many of us that don't take care of ourselves when we're young, and it's so it is the numbers are showing that we are sicker younger, and so this whole movement in reference to being healthy is a serious matter for even the younger. And those 40-year-olds need to begin to get their act together because they're showing up in the older group now. They're having illnesses and sicknesses that people in their 60s and 70s would have that they're
That's right.
now earlier. So there's a campaign out there just to keep us healthy. And so I've been working on my health, and I shared last night or this morning sometime, my good, my bad, and my ugly. So I think it was the good, the bad, and the truth. And so the good, the bad, and the truth. And so through this health kick that I'm on right now, I've been eating raw, and as a vegetarian, I've always been vegetarian. I've been vegetarian for probably 20 years or more. And I have labeled myself as a fat vegetarian. And going through this issue, going through this health awareness, I found that my cholesterol was high. And doing the things that it took to correct my issue meant that I needed to eat raw and plant-based. And I've seen some awesome results. But after a while, because I am like 62, 63 days in, that mind tells you, that food smells so good when it's cooked. And believe me, like right now in this house, there's cooking going on, and it smells good. And I have not had any cooked breakfast yet, but my dinners, ooh. So I have, I veered off just a little bit, I veered off, and I'm trying to get back on. And so I shared what I was doing, and I'm laughing at myself because after a while you start trying to just make excuses and find a way to get yourself cured.
Yeah, that is so true. I don't know how many books on I to put them all together, self-healing, eating correctly,
Right.
eating right. And although I've tried to adhere to their suggestions and their meal plans, I failed every time. But but I love what you're doing, Tanya, the effort and the direction that you're going. If you want to stay healthy, the best way to do it is through food.
Yes.
It's through eating the right stuff and cutting out the stuff that ain't any good for you. Make sure you're drinking plenty of water. And if you like juices and sodas and stuff, stay away from red dyes. Red, RED dyes. No good for your kidney at all. So that red fruit punch that you like, that red Kool-Aid, don't you do it. Get away from that stuff. My name is Anthony Murray. I'm your financial literacy expert. And I just really appreciate and thank God for my co-host. We're missing one, but it's all right. She's on a mission. She had to take a trip. But all of us at some point seem to travel a lot. And I'm just going into my traveling season, which appears to now stretch from 3 months to 6 months, and eventually it'll be at least 9 months out of the year. And then I'm gonna have to scale back because brother ain't I got these grades for a reason. I got a little age on me. So I just want to say hello to Miss Gigi and Norm. Hey, we really thank God for you guys. Norm's with us on a pretty regular basis. And we hope that you guys really, really plug in. If you have suggestions, food suggestions, and you want to put them out there, hey, write a memo or write a whatever, so we could encourage people to eat correctly. One of the things I'm going to be starting, because we're in life insurance awareness month, I'm going to start having financial literacy workshops here in my building where I am. I'm in Effingham County. For those of you that are in Effingham, the workshops will be absolutely free. Absolutely free. And they're going to go in depth. Depth. We'll have speakers that will deal with what's going on for a lot of people today, a thing called crypto, or whatever. We're going to have someone that deals with that. I was talking with the young man, and he began to lay some stuff for me talking about that. And I was like, wow, okay. You know more than I do. So anybody, that could be just about anybody, especially the young folks. They know a lot about the cryptocurrency. There's a lot of people getting into it. But let me tell you guys something. Cryptocurrency is not life insurance. It's good to have. It's good to be diversified. We encourage diversity. Don't put all your eggs or all your money in one basket. Get some wisdom and make sure that you're putting it in places where it's going to benefit. Now, crypto, like any other currency or investment, is just that. It's an investment. You could lose. But if you hang in there long enough, and if the market picks up, you'll gain. But what do you do if the market goes down and the cost of things get less in the investment field? What do you do?
Pull out.
No, only if you have to. You buy, because that's the time to buy. If the prices go down in the investment field on the stock, that's the time to buy. Why? Because it's cheaper. It costs less.
Yep.
So whereas it may have cost you $100 a share, and now it dropped down to like $25 a share, or it costs $25 a share, and now it's down to uh, $1 a share, that's the time to buy. Because whereas for $25 a share, you only could buy, maybe with $100, you could buy 4. But now if it drops down to, let's say, $5 a share, all right, and you have that same $100, now instead of buying 4, you could buy 20.
Absolutely.
All right, and then when the market kicks back up, you are in good shape. All right, so that's enough for me. We do want to hear from our beautiful co-host, Miss Renetta.
Well, back to me. I'm really, really enjoying this rain, right? I can hear it right outside my window. So let me tell you guys what I did. So, I typically have a brown thumb, and I'm trying to train myself to have a green thumb. So, of course, it's raining outside. I took my plants and I put them outside on the patio so that they could get some fresh rain water. Now, I'm in this group, right? This plant group, and everybody talks about putting your plants out and working on your plants and doing all this kind of stuff. So I'm going from this, trying to get my thumb back, trying to get this green thumb.
That green thumb, okay.
And from there, actually, you guys, I want to start a little garden, okay, and grow just a few things. So that's my next goal. So plants now, be able to grow the plants, and then a couple of things on the garden, because I keep going back to when Tanya and I went out and actually a friend of mine, my cousin, a friend of hers, invited us to a garden, and we picked some fresh cabbage, onions. I mean, it was, and when I tell you that food was so good, coming fresh out of the dirt. And ever since then, I've been saying, I want to grow something, but I got to start with plants. Let's make sure I can keep this plant alive. Another friend of ours gave us some cuttings of a plant. Well, gave them to me. We're at a friend's house and gave some cuttings. And I planted those cuttings and I trimmed. I'm trying to, they say you put the other ones in water and you wait for them,
to take root, to root.
Mm-hmm. To root. No, see, I don't even know all the terms. To root. So I've done that, and I'm gonna plant that. So and it's fun feeling all of that in your hands. I didn't think I'd like it, but I do.
So I wish I knew how to share from my phone. My niece in Connecticut, she has this garden, and I didn't know the girl had it in her. But that girl, she has grapes, she has vegetables, and I'm like, oh man, and they look so good. So I told her, when I come up there, I want some. Because I tried gardening, and when I lived in Guyton, everything was grown. I had corn, I had cabbage, I had squash, I had string beans, I had something else, I forget, right? And I didn't put a fence around it. Now, I don't know if y'all know about Guyton in Effingham County, but if you don't have a fence, you are inviting all the neighbors. I'm talking about the wild neighbors, like the deer, the raccoon, the squirrel, the foxes, the rabbits. And yeah. And so they took it as an open invitation, and they ate almost everything I had in there. I was so mad. Now, my uncle lived next door, and he laughed. I said, he said, why didn't you put a fence up? I said, why didn't you tell me? Hey, I'm new to the South, right? And I said, I'm gonna take my hand, I'm gonna do this thing, I'm gonna grow all these vegetables. I tell you, I love your idea, Renetta. Go ahead, you could do it. Brown thumbs could turn to green thumb.
Yeah, that's the goal. So we have all of these other goals that we have, as we're growing our businesses, we want to grow other things as well. So so that's where I am as far as doing that. And and speaking of business, I know we've all been talking about our business, and I just want to continue to let everyone know that I am your career coach, all things career. If you are wanting to advance in your current career, you want to change careers, you feel stagnant and want some tips, always please reach out to me. You can go on my Facebook. Please click a like and add a comment, and we will definitely reach back out to you.
Okay, so there was a silence just then. All right.
Yeah, I'm looking for her Facebook page because she
Oh,
said go on her Facebook.
My Facebook page, it's my name. That is my Facebook page. I drop a piece of knowledge, a nugget every Monday through Friday. So you'll see that first thing in the morning. So when you're up getting dressed for work, go there, see what the career tip of the day is. We ask questions. We talk about, resumes, tips on
Mm.
interviewing, tips on, have you outgrown your current career? What do you do next? And, if you're having a bad day at work, how you channel that energy away from what it is that you're doing at work. I mean, we all have them. So, all things related to career.
Hey, I tell you what, we're going into this. We're midway. Oh no, maybe a quarter of the way into Life Insurance Awareness Month, and I'm talking to a lot of people about this. It amazes me the amount of people who still have the old mindset of how insurance works. A lot of people don't understand that insurance is almost like a cell phone. It has changed over the years. It has changed on the different aspects of use. So it's just not providing life insurance or a death benefit, but you can always different types of accounts like a index universal life. You could do what is called overfund. You could put, let's say your premium's $100. Well, you could put 200 or maybe 300 up to a certain range. They stop it after a certain point because they don't want you to change the nature of that account to what is called a modified endowment contract. You don't want that. All right. So, but you could put a good amount of money into a life insurance. And depending on the type, the one I'm talking about is the index universal life. And that money will mass accumulate. It will accumulate. It is compounded. The interest is compounded. So it's very, very useful. And a lot of these IULs or index universal life policies, not only does it offer a death benefit, but it also offers the cash accumulation. We're used to the term of cash value, but are we used to that cash value being mass accumulated to where it could be almost like a savings or retirement supplement, right?
it also offers
Long-term care,
right there.
all right, or as well as some other things. So listen, folks, life insurance is not the same as it used to be. It has evolved
Absolutely.
with the need of people. So I just want to say hi too while we're I'm gonna jump the subject a little bit from life insurance because all these folks saying hi, Ordell, Linda, Mihira, Israel, Pam. Pam, how you doing, girl?
So
Pam Jones, yeah, she's a constant with us. And Norm, Norm made a comment. Kale is a nice snack. I agree with Norm, but Tanya said kale is great and bitter. Listen, kale is good. You know how you get rid of that bitterness? Just a little bit, a drop or two of honey, or a little bit of lemon juice with honey while you're cooking it or steaming it. it gets rid of that bitterness. Or if you really want to make it, well, it's going to take away from the definition of or the purpose of cooking it, but put some bacon in that bad boy.
Oh my gosh. Right.
I know. Bacon just takes it all out of the way.
So as we still acknowledge the Life Insurance Awareness Month,
yes,
we know that life insurance is one of the things that helps us to build wealth.
That's
and
right.
I want to just give a tip. And one of those tips are, most of us may be at a certain age now where our life insurance policies, if we need them, we can't get them, or it's going to be very, very expensive. But if you still have children that are under the age of 40, I'm going to go that way, they're under the age of 40 and can get a policy, an index universal life policy like Anthony was talking about, and overfund that, you are still the owner of that particular policy. That means that you can use that money. And we're going to be here a while. So even though you may be 55, 60 years old, and you're, getting this life insurance policy for your children, it's still money that is being built up in that policy that maybe at the time that you retire, that you can begin to pull some of that money out as a supplement to your retirement. All right. So it is still something that you can do because you're the owner of the policy. So you direct it. And again, it is an avenue for us to build wealth. If we can't build it ourselves because we have gotten a little older and unable to be insured, then we can do it with our children. So don't think that you can only get the life insurance policy on yourself and build wealth. Get it on your kids. Do something that makes sense. Even your grandchildren. That's right, Pam. Even your grandchildren. So those are some additional things that we can do. Now we have an awesome guest that's going to be joining us in just a minute. And he's going to be talking to us in reference to building wealth in our businesses. And that's what is key today. So many of us have businesses. We all have some sort of business. And if you don't have any type of business, you need to have a business.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because your tax breaks and your tax benefits at this particular time are not on the individual anymore. You can't get any breaks on your taxes for having a house, a car, credit, debt, whatever. No breaks for you. So you must have some sort of business. But if we're going to have a business, then we need to have our business set up properly. So, yeah, I've had a business for 20 years. But you know what? When I went to ask for some business credit or a business loan, they turned me down. Like, what the heck? I got good credit. I've established business. I have a home. I have collateral. And what do you mean? No. So what I learned recently is that I have no business credit. I have no what? Business credit. So there's a whole world that we have not been exposed to in order to grow our business. So even as insurance allows you to grow a legacy, your personal business can also grow a legacy where we can have something to give our children. But we haven't grown our businesses properly. So today I'm going to bring in Mr. Orlando Nelson, who I've had the pleasure of listening to. You didn't come through, Orlando. I've had the pleasure of listening to 2 days this week. I've had him on a Tuesday and a Thursday, and we're going to share his workshops with you, so that you can learn a little bit more about what I'm talking about for our businesses, because this is going to be key. He went away. Orlando is traveling and joining us on this telephone call today.
All right, so he's joining us remotely. But let me, if I may throw this out there very quickly, for those of you that are grandparents or parents and you want to get coverage on someone, they are, if they haven't already passed in a law where although you are the owner of that, they're going to be asking questions why you are using that cash value for yourself. So, you know, there's a lot of laws in place in that area, but it's out there. Now, if you have the income, oh, did I say that the benefit? Let me tell you something else too about the IUL. The withdrawals, the death benefit, the loans, if you want to call them loans or whatever, they're tax-free. So if you use some of that money, you're going to buy a car, all right, you could take that money out tax-free. That is a huge savings. Huge. Now, you try doing that with a 401k or something else along the lines of 457, 403b, a Roth. All the monies you take out, you pay taxes on. All right. The money you take out, you pay tax. But in a insurance contract, when you take some of that money out, you want to make sure your daughter's wedding is Class A. You want to make sure your son's wedding is Class A. You want to give them a nice graduation present for graduating from college. You want to do some home repairs. You take that money out of your insurance. Guess what? Tax free. Big savings. All right, because the tax rate is around 27% when you take that. All right, so now you have a 401k and you want some money. If you take that money out before you are 59 and a half, all right, you're going to pay whatever the fee is for that company that is managing your 401k. All right, you're going to pay the tax and you're going to pay the penalty. Okay, so that is very, very, very important for you to know. 401ks are good. They're great. 457, 403b, boom, load them up though with as much money as you can. Very important. I'm going to tell you how to take advantage of those things. Load them up with as much. Don't be cheap on it. Well, I'm only going to put 1%. You know, my job's taken out automatically on my check. No, you need to load that thing up with as much money as you can. If you could do 1%, you could do 10%. Make it work. Make it happen. If you could do 10%, you might be able to do 15% or 20%. Make it happen. Why? With a 401k, 403, 457, depending on how it's structured, when you take that money out, you're paying taxes, you're paying a fee. If you take it out early, then you're paying a penalty. But if you take it out in the proper timing, after 59 and a half, you still got to pay taxes on the money you take out. And you pay whatever that company's fee is. All right, now, our guest will be with us shortly. All right, and you don't want to miss, you do not want to miss this. This is going to be some extreme information, valuable information. I found out about that business credit thing some years ago when I went to apply for it, and they said, no, your business must build credit. So I went to the Small Business Association, just like Norm is suggesting, and I did a sit down interview with the guy from there, and he just filled me in what I need to do, how I need to build up credit under my business name. So then when you apply for loans, even grants, money, they see that you have a definite need. All right. And it just makes life easier in that area. Well, our other host is back, Miss Renetta Milner Gardner. And so, hey, Renetta, do you have a website for your business as well? You're muted. You're muted.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you and see you.
Okay. Sorry
All right.
about all that trouble. Let me turn this Bluetooth on here for a minute. Okay. Can you guys hear me good?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear. How are you today?
Good. I'm going to go outside because I'm in Starbucks. I had to pull over. I'm going to go outside so it'll be less noisy. All right. Hey, well, thank you guys for waiting for me there. I was on the road. I think she told you that. And I didn't want to miss you guys' lovely faces. So I pulled over so we can talk.
Awesome.
Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us today. You know, your workshop has been amazing.
So you've been on there.
Yeah, yes, I've been on there. And it's absolutely amazing. The information you're sharing is, you know, invaluable, really. You know.
Oh, thank you.
You know, it's incredible what we can do if we have the knowledge. So we appreciate you being willing to share the knowledge, because we don't know what we don't know. So thank you so much for being willing to share your knowledge.
Well, my pleasure. My pleasure.
So we got about 30 minutes. We got several business owners on the line. I just want you to jump in and, you know, get us where we need to be.
Okay. Want me to go ahead and start?
Yes. Please.
All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to be brief on today, because as you know, you can join us on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 p.m. and we get a lot more in depth. My name is Orlando Nelson. My company is Investment Network Financial Offices. DBA is Info LLC. And for the last 17 years, I've been in business 28 years. Last 17 years, I specialize in showing companies, individuals, how to build a corporate profile, how to build a business financial resume. Okay. Now that is crucial when it comes to funding. If you want to have ease to access to capital, there's certain things you must have, period, in the end. One of them is a business financial resume. If you do not have that, you're going to always have difficulties in creating lending opportunities. And one reason why is because nobody knows you exist. Okay. You don't exist on any business financial ledger. Okay. So as far as any lending institution, bank, or investor is concerned, you do not exist. I don't care how long you've been in business. I don't care how much money you make. If you do not have a business profile, a business financial resume, you do not exist. And that's the issue that a lot of business owners do. They go asking for different types of funding and money, but the bank is like, who are you? Where did you come from? You know, what do you do? Prove to me that you're in business. You got to understand, most business owners can't even prove that. Right. How do you pay your vendors? How do you pay your suppliers? Does your business need anything? Show me the pulse of your business. And most business owners can't do that. They have no record. I have my bank statements, but that is cash flow. That is not anything that the public can see at that. Where can the public go where we can see day-to-day activity, how you pay your vendors, how you pay your suppliers? So as far as any, if you do not have that, if you did not take the time with malice and intent to create the corporate side, then they will always have to ask for your personal, because that's the only data that's available to them. They have no choice. You took the time to create the personal side, but you never took the time to create the business side. So what ends up happening, again, you go for funding and you want to do a $1 million project, and they're like, no, where's your business resume? You don't have one.
I've been in business 20 years. So tell me what I need to do right.
Well, the first things of what we would need to do is we focus on the compliance, putting your business in compliance with all state laws, federal laws, and lending institutions. You'll be surprised how many people that have been in business for years and not in compliance. Verifying that you're registered at the Secretary of State correctly. Of course, you can build an entity. You can build a profile for all entities, including nonprofits and churches. It does not matter. The church, you're in the business of ministry, so you can separate. A lot of pastors can't buy their own home because they're so leveraged in the church, but you can build credit on its own. In doing so, and I'll be brief with going through this, registering at the Secretary of State. Now, if you are working out of your house, banks do not like lending to anybody working out of their house.
They don't.
But they do not mind lending to a home-based business. Home-based business, working out of your house, what's the difference? You must separate the residence from the business by designating a suite number or letter to the business in the home. I live at 19 Main Street. My business is 19 Main Street, Suite 2B, Suite A, Suite 100, whatever you want it to be. But if you do not do that, you're working out of your house, nobody's going to give you a dime. By doing that simple little thing, now you're a legal home-based business, and guess what? You can pay your mortgage, your light bill, your grocery shopping, everything through the corporation, because now you have a legal home-based business. And of course, during the Zoom, we get a little bit more into that. Your mail, your P.O. box for your mail, your business mail do not come to the residence. As far as the post office is concerned, it's a residence. So your business mail go to a P.O. box. Also, that's for any of your public information, your website, your business cards. You put your P.O. box on there, not your home address, so nobody's showing up at your house. Right. Your telephone number listed in the business directory, Yelp, business, Google, the white pages is crucial, guys. One of the first things a lender does is they do a 411 search to see does that number belong to that business, does that address that's registered at the Secretary of State. Most people don't do that. They use their cell number, but when they go to research, it comes back to you personally, not to the business. And most of the time, people don't even list it anyway. But right. If you do not have it listed, you don't get the points. They give you points. Funding, they give you, if they designate 10 points to each one of these items, you miss 3, you're 70, you're turned down. Underwriting never get to see what you want the money for. You never made it past processing.
How many items are there that they have to qualify for?
Okay, you have your home base. You have your P.O. box for your mail. You have your telephone number listed in the business directory. You need to have your domain name, your website address, your www. You need a corporate email in order to match the domain name. Banks do not like lending to free emails. Free emails are Yahoo, Gmail, Hotmails. They want a corporate email, your businessname.com. Your corporate email, a website, no website, no loan. No one's ever going to give you a dime if you do not have a website, period, in the end. No one will give you a loan without a website, period. We get into that a little bit more on the Zoom, why. Your EIN number, of course, and then your Dunn Bradstreet number. Your Dunn Bradstreet number is like a social security number, but it's for the business. It has nothing to do with the EIN number, your tax ID number. And the great news is it has absolutely nothing to do with your personal social security number. This number is designed for your business to get loans, leases, lines of credit, or just regular things that you need, and not always have to be using your personal social to do it. I've had the occasion to go 3 to 5 years without using my personal social for personal items. I do use it to leverage it in my business because that's really the only thing your personal social is good for. Just keeping it real. Your social is, there's no benefit at all of doing any financial transactions on the personal side. The only thing you do on the personal is put yourself into personal debt. The more personal debt you're in, the more negative it affects your personal finances. And that is because that's not what the social was created for. The banks, the lenders, they're the ones that use it as a rating system. That's not what the social was created for. The Zoom, we get in a little bit more details on that as well. What's your
So you're
Dunn's
saying-
number?
No, sorry. So you're saying we need a Dunn's and Bradstreet number,
Yeah,
not
D&B.
so we have an EIN, but we also need a Dunn's and
Dun
Bradstreet.
Bradstreet number. Because
Yes.
see, what most people don't realize, your EIN number, you put your social down to get the EIN number, so it's still attached to you personally.
Okay.
Right.
Your Dunn's number, you don't need your EIN, your tax ID, and you don't need your social. It's a number that's just 100% under the business, and it has. You can have a 400 credit score. You could be in a bankruptcy personally, and you can still build with business Equifax, business Experian.
Okay.
Most people don't know that Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion has business Equifax, Experian, TransUnion, and they have absolutely nothing to do with your personal social.
Wow.
Wow.
Zero.
That's a nugget.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
that
that's
was
the great
good.
news.
That was a good one right there, brother.
Yes, sir. And understand, it has the same digits as your social: 3 in the front, 2 in the middle, 4 in the back. So when you go to fill out a business application, they ask for your social. That's your social for the business, not social for you.
All right, let me ask you something.
Mhm.
If someone applies for the D&B, what's the process? What's the length of time?
The length of time is sometimes it can be a week, sometimes it can be a month. It's up to D&B to that they go about it, but we help you get it. It's free of charge. We help you order it. Most of the time, if you're a female minority-owned business, they will assign you a Dunn's number, and you just don't even know you have it. Especially if you've been in business 3 to 5 years. But if you have one, we can retrieve it. If you don't, we can apply for one for you. But it's no cost for it. But as far as how long, in these days and times, I'd say from 2 weeks to a month. It just depends on them. We have no control over it. But all of this compliance piece is we help you put in place. Okay. Of course, we don't leave this for you to do because this is not what you do. That's the thing that other companies that attempt to do this work. Most of them are bogus. Let me just tell you that right now. They give you the information and expect you to do it. That's not your business. That's not what you do. We guide you. We do it for you, because if this piece is not in place, we can't even start building the profile.
Okay.
Okay. So we'll order your Dunn's number. And then your final piece of your compliance is your business bank account. I always recommend for each business to have at least 3 different banks per one business.
Per
We go a
one
little
business?
bit. Oh, yes, definitely. You want 2 large banks and 1 small community bank. I like Chase. They have a great small business banking program. Wells Fargo, and then BB&T, our Regions, our Navy Federal. I have all of those. Banking is about relationships. When it's time for funding, you want to have a relationship with more than just one bank. You want them to know your name, your business, when they see you asking about your kids. People just don't understand how important that really is. But eventually, for revenue, to show more revenue, if you have 3 different bank accounts for one business and you put $5,000 in your Chase, and then in a week's time you put it in your Wells, and in a week's time you put it in your and you bring it back around, that $5,000 just turned out to be 20.
Oh.
See how that works? You see? So, and everything is 100% above board and legal. Is done all the time, but it's a way to show more revenue. So when you're trying to qualify for funding and they want to see your business bank statements, you're able to show they don't care if it's the same money. Trust me, they do not care. They just want to see the money that flows through. Is not even so much about what stays, because if you're doing business, well, guess what? It's not going to stay. They want to see how much it stays in your personal, because you're putting yourself into, you're just doing frivolous purchases. So they want to see that money in there, because they know you're going to run out because it's not making money. On the business side, you're making money. Your inquiries, your things that you're doing are to increase your revenue and sales, not to put you into personal debt. So a lot of the things, the principles and things and restrictions that revolve around personal don't even apply on the business. That's why I say the whole world is a million times better on the corporate side then the personal will never, ever be. Understand that. It does not, will not, cannot ever, ever be.
Wow.
Okay.
Hey, comment on something real quick.
Yes, sir.
Comment on how long you usually work with people from beginning to end. So there's a process involved. And
Yes, sir.
I'm sure I mean you got to make a living. So do you charge based on what size of business that person may have, or how do you do? What do you do?
Our fees are broken up, and we have 3 different programs, and I will go over them with you after you hear the Zoom, because you need to hear everything that's in the package. Everything. It's deep. And really on the Zoom, we don't even get into all of it. That's why we have people coming back. You have to come back. You were on there yesterday, right? There's no way you got all that in one Zoom, correct?
That's
no
right. I've been
way.
on 2, and I heard something different each time.
Exactly.
So,
and we have them because we don't have enough wealth conversations. See, people, we're always talking about riches. You're rich today, you're broke tomorrow. Everybody knows this.
That's different than wealth. Yeah.
It's different than wealth. Wealth is generational. And if you're not talking about it, then you have no chance of creating it, because you have what you say. If no one's in your sphere of influence is talking about building generational wealth, then how are you going to create it? You see, where it's going to come from. And that's what a lot of business owners, they think that because they go register at the Secretary of State, all this great knowledge from heaven just ascends into their head, and now you're some great business owner. No, you're not. You're the same person you were before you got incorporated. No, just as less educated as you were just before you did it. And that's because of your environment you grew up in. A lot of people I talk to, I'm like, who did you study under that had a business? What business model? Your family member? Who? So where did you get this great business person mentality from? And most of the time, they didn't get it from anywhere. They're trying to be all things to their business. And you can't be, because if you're all things to your business, it will fail. Because you don't even know what you don't know. And why would you want to know everything? It's just that people are so in love with the romance of having a business and business cards and websites, but they're playing business. They're not really in business. They're playing it. And I mean that with respect and love. But the people that know me, I hit you right between the eyes. I don't play that sugarcoating stuff. That's a hobby. Come back to me when you're serious. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
You have your Dunn and Bradstreet number, and so then now what do I do next? What happens to once I have that?
Okay, and I'm gonna go through the tiers in building your profile. And again, when you get on the Zoom, we're gonna get a lot more in depth. A business credit score.
Tier 1 and 2, because we won't have time for 6.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go through so fast, you will, because I'm just going to give you the highlights. Okay. Once we do the compliance, we have 6 tiers in building your profile. On the first tier, let me say this. A business credit score is called a paydex score. A paydex score goes up to 100. An 80 is considered a perfect score. An 80 is equivalent to an 800 on your personal credit. Our platform will get you to the 80, that 800, in 45 days.
Nope, we lost you.
Know your personal credit.
Listen, folks, don't go anywhere. I'm sure he's going to get back on. You need this information, especially if you are business minded. He's going to be right back. He's popping back in now. So here
all right,
he is.
let's keep moving.
Okay.
Keep on moving.
It goes up to 100. 80 is considered a perfect score. An 80 is equivalent to an 800. We can get you to that 800 in 45 to 60 days with no use of your personal credit at all. The way we do that is we have 6 tiers, 6 levels in building your profile. On the first tier, we have 5 to 10 companies that are going to give you a line of credit from $100 up to $5,000 to get your business credit started. Companies like electronics, cell phones, computers, paper, signs, ink. Nothing going to jump up and down, do flips over, but these are only guys that will give you credit. We're going to open up 5 to 10 of them. I'm going to want you to use 5 or more of them to make purchases. And by the way that we show you how to go and do that, in 45 to 60 days, you'll have your 80. Tier 2, the accounts are from 5 to 50,000. Tier 1 was 100 to 5,000. Tier 2 is 5 to 50. Now we're getting Home Depot, Sam's, Lowe's, Best Buy, AutoZone. I typically can get you 1 to 3 gas cards. So $10 to $15,000 gas cards. Everybody can use that right now. There's a MasterCard on Tier 3. Tier 2. Tier 3 is equipment leasing, from heavy-duty equipment to software. Most people don't know a lease is the strongest thing you can get on your credit, whether it's your personal or business. Nothing is stronger than a lease. Not your mortgage, not your automobiles, and definitely not your credit cards are stronger than a lease. The second reason is the payments are 100% tax deductible. Any corporate lease, the payments are 100% tax deductible. And the third reason is now before the warranty runs out or that piece of equipment gets too damaged, come pick it up and bring me the latest and greatest. So now you always have up-to-date software and equipment. This is how the corporations do it. They're not paying cash to purchase a depreciating asset sitting on the floor getting damaged. That makes no sense. I'm in Starbucks. Everything in Starbucks is a corporate lease. They don't go pay cash for this stuff. That's crazy. Number 4 is vehicles. Being in a position to do a fleet lease, 3 or more, or just one. Porsche, Mercedes, Range Rover, dump truck, 18-wheelers, tow trucks. We do them, farm equipment, anything that moves, leasing it. So now what happens is you have 2 of the strongest things that you can get on your credit at a higher dollar amount. The payments are 100% tax deductible. Everything you do to it is tax deductible. The gas, the maintenance, the tires, and every 3-4 years, you get your new vehicle. You see? If you own a car free and clear, sell it to the business for $1. Now everything you do to the vehicle is tax deductible. Your gas, your maintenance, your tires, tax deductible. If the vehicle is worth $10,000, now your business is worth $10,000 because that just became a corporate asset. It's a way to build equity in your business with items you already own. And that includes land, guys. You understand, it has no value sitting on your personal sign. If the land is in the corporation's name, then the property taxes are owed by the corporation. Where are all the tax breaks? Businesses. If it's in your personal name, well, guess what? You owe the property tax. So guess what that is? Personal debt. Mm-hmm. There's no benefit of putting any money in your personal account. I help my clients have W-2 positions. I show you how to invest that into your business, and now you're able to leverage it and show it as cash flow for the business while you're still working in your W-2. So when you leave your W-2, you're not dropping. It's a linear transaction because you've already been 6 months to a year preparing yourself out to make that move. I've helped some people, they get hired from the same company they were working for more money as an independent contractor doing the exact same thing. Make sense?
Yeah.
Tier 5 is true business credit cards, not personal cards with your business name on it. That's what most people have. Because if you didn't use your Dunn's number on the application, you use your EIN number, that's you, right? And again, people forgot, you put the social down to get the EIN, so it's still attached to you. We show you how to establish a holdings company. A holdings company's job is only to own your other companies. So now the company is owned by a company that's owned by a company. You're nowhere on there. True separation. Now, these cards at this level, 20, 30, 40, 50,000, they're on the platinum level. And the reason these are so great is look at what your profile looks like now. You're stronger than garlic, guys. You know what I'm saying?
I love it.
Wow.
At tier 6, we're doing large real estate transactions. If you want to do Airbnbs, apartment complexes, shopping centers, or if you want to be able to participate in large business transactions. See, most of the time, you want to participate, but you have nothing to bring to the table. Mm-hmm. You're coming with your hands held out, trying to get in where you can fit in. Well, if you have a profile at this level, you're so strong. A lot of times you're the strongest at the table because cash is not king anymore. Cash is dead.
Right.
The future is crypto and credit. That is the future. You see, so if you're not participating, then you have no chance of winning. And we have to get a new relationship and understanding of money and finances. We have, because we was never taught. No one taught you. We have the wrong relationship. Makes no sense for a person to have an 850 personal credit score and be struggling or poor because they're scared to use it because they don't realize they have a financial wealth tool right there in their hands.
Wow.
Corporate credit is a wealth tool. Bankruptcy is a wealth tool to be used. It's not anything to be ashamed of. Bankruptcy was created for the wealthy, not for the poor.
That's right.
You see, to discharge bad debt. They realized it makes no sense to put good money into bad debt. So they created a mechanism called bankruptcy that discharges bad debt and you start over. So we have to get a new revelation on money and finances. Credit is not bad. A lot of pastors tell me don't be. That is not true. Credit is good. Right now, where you're sitting, what you're driving, you couldn't afford your house if you didn't have credit. Come on, be for real. You know what I'm saying? Other countries, they don't have subdivisions. You go to London, they live in apartments because they don't have credit. They don't have cars. They don't drive. And not only the wealthy have Mercedes. You couldn't drive that Benz you're driving right now if you didn't have credit. It's the fact is you have the wrong relationship, the wrong understanding. Money is not bad. Money is not evil. It's who's holding the money. It's who's using the money.
Hello.
You get what I'm saying? Money is an object. It has no personality. It has no anything. It's the use of it. Is if you're putting it before God, if you're relying on it. Not, and like you said, Trump filed bankruptcy 8 times. This is a financial tool. All the public was saying he's a bad businessman. People like us is like, he's a genius. He's got away with it 8 times. That's what it was created for.
That's
and if you notice, after each time, what they gave him billions.
More money.
More money. Hey, Orlando, we got to cut you short. Orlando, we got to cut you short. We are out of time.
Yes, sir.
Tanya, take us home. All I can say, brother, look, man, you got me. So I'm going to be on that workshop webinar this week. We got to get you back. I don't know what we got to do, but we got to get you back. So Tanya, go ahead and close us out.
Thank you, guys. You guys have a blessed weekend. And if you want the ebook, send it out. Give me your email. Tanya, she can get it to you. And I look forward to talking and seeing your lovely faces on Tuesday at 8 p.m.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
If you guys,
and I'll call you, Tanya, when I get to my destination in about another hour or 2.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Be blessed.
You too. So we're running Orlando's information down at the bottom of our screen where you can see his Zoom ID number. It's played every Tuesday and Thursday. And I'm telling you, for the 2 days that I've been on, I've heard something different. Your mind has to be open and you really have to be listening so that you can make your business profile like it needs to be. Here is his phone number and email address if you all wish to reach out. Hopefully you all have that information. I'm Tanya Scott Pilcher, your insurance professor, and I thank you so much for joining us today. We look forward to having you on next week. And as always, live life like there is no tomorrow.
Renetta Milner Gardner saying, make it a great day. Enjoy your weekend.
Enjoy, y'all. God bless. I'm Anthony Murray. We'll see you next time.
like this. I like that.